My name is Rhapsody, welcome back to Slay the Spire. There's been a beta patch. A couple of them are bug fixes, none of them particularly important. I count strikes from other characters, allows it to synergize with daily mods, alright, fine, whatever. The only particularly important one to hear to us currently is new Council of Ghosts event added to the city. Ooh, can't wait to see it. It's achievement time. Now, we've still got one relic and feed that we can do, and both of those are probably best achieved with the Ironclad. I also think probably in a one relic run, maybe one of the best things I can do with the Ironclad is actually just try and make a minimalist deck, right? And the reason being, because a dual wields, card removal, flash of steel kind of deck, right? As soon as you have 5 cards, the relics don't matter anymore at that point. You just kill everything instantly. Why would you ever need a relic past that point? Like, they can help around the edges, but the run itself, being that infinite, would be so strong that it would be really, really difficult to take out. So I think that's what I'm going to try and go for, right? So effectively, the one achievement that I've already done, I'm going to try and do again-ish. So we removed 2 cards there because that is going to make an infinite much more viable. 2 strikes? Yeah, that probably is still correct. Ooh, this isn't good though. We're literally 1 damage from being able to kill this turn, so we have to take 14. Ouch. So we just take no cards. Now, it is worth noting, when you're trying to do an infinite with the Ironclad, the best thing that you can really do is see if you get the cards required to make an infinite on the first floor, and if you don't, start over. I don't really want to do things. Dual wield. Offering is good for a deck, but dual wield is the infinite thing. If we now get a flash of steel here, which we didn't, then we would have been covered. I'm actually going to remove a strike to try and keep myself alive while I try and do this. So where's the next store? Alright, for fighting no elites, there's a store much later on this floor. Beautiful. Just angle ourselves towards that. We could also use a drop kick. We've done that before. So, flash of steel or drop kick. Either or is going to be fine for us. I mean, dual wield is one of the harder things to get. Flash of steel is the hardest. But alright, remove another card. Hell yeah. Beautiful. This is a lot of damage we're about to take. I'm going to throw a poison potion at the frontliner because it's going to kill in 2 turns. And then I can just focus all of my energy on killing the backliner here. Ooh. Good thing we're not going for elites at all. Nope. None of that. Quite likely. Yeah, we're going to open this fight with a block potion because otherwise we're going to have a lot of difficulty killing this robber in time. And we definitely need to kill them in time. Because if they make away with all of the rest of our money, it's going to be real rough for us from here on out. Because we've got a shop coming up later that we're really, really hoping on. And strike this hand kills. Beautiful. None. Here I'm going to rest for the HP, get myself back to half. Now we'll look inside here to see if there's any money. There wasn't. Don't want a relic. I'm going to smith the dual wield. I'm pretty much entirely reliant on this shop having a Sorry, 1 second as I try and figure out what I'm doing here. Either having a dropkick or a flash of steel. Yeah, this fight was always going to be pretty rough. Nothing still. Neither. Damn. I tried. We're probably going to die to this boss now. This elite, rather. Okay. Get some vulnerability on you this turn. Ash Strike is a reasonable opener. I'll weaken you for the next 2 turns. Which means that playing 1 block is going to keep me alive. Playing another block that turn is not going to keep me alive for another turn. Yeah, I'm dead. Well. That's pretty much how a lot of these are going to go, unfortunately. The problem now becomes, since I didn't actually get to the first floor boss, by the way, I had to go to that elite because I had to go to the because I had to go to the shop because that's how you get colorless cards. The problem now is we don't get a Meow's bonus at the start of this run, which is super garbage and sad, not good. But we'll try and make do. Okay. Strike, strike, strike. And easy lethal. Beautiful. Again, we'll try and do something similar. So, in the opening, I guess effectively I'm making a speedrun build. But overall, it's not a speedrun build. What I'm talking about there is that I'm removing a lot of defenses. I'm making my deck a lot more offensive in the early game. Just so that we can try and keep up the pace. While we try and hit up those early shops. I think this is probably going to be our best method for creating the 1 relic achievement. Alright, there's drop kick. Upgrade the bash. Now we need dual wields. And a bunch more card removal as well. It's important to make sure that people are aware of that. The card draw is going to be... Card draw, rather. The card removal is the biggest part of making this work. Okay. Upgrade the drop kick because it's just going to be a bunch of extra damage for us. Skip the relic. Smith's Strike because I'm probably going to keep those longer than I'm going to keep the defenses in this deck. Avoid the elite. Find some potions, sure. Yeah, without getting any extra... I should have used the drop kick there. Would have been 2 more damage. Without it getting any extra card removal, this is going to be a real rough time for us. Obviously, it deviates from a speedrun build because I don't take the whirlwind there. Even though it would have been so good here. Oh boy. Oh! I was supposed to target the Spike Slime directly behind it. I would have been able to deal 10 damage with the single bash. Oh well. We'll still be fine here. Obviously not ideal, but it's fine. And any hand, next hand kills. Beautiful. Thunderclap would go in this build, but I can't put it in the build until I mill out some more cards. Make the deck thinner to make it larger. Bash dropkick, please. I guess this is okay. Dropkick the one that's about to die anyway. Get myself a new card. Hey, look, it's Bash. Drop the weak potion for a block potion, because a lot of our stuff is about instant impact. Guess I'm upgrading another strike. So only because I still have the dropkick am I even going to bother really attempting this fight. Otherwise, ideally, this would be another reset. Now, I can't really afford to slow down my damage for anything. But I play a bunch of attacks, so I'm going to take a lot of damage here. Let's go with these two potions. I may actually need both. Beautiful. Probably going to use my block potion on the turn after this as well. Alright. And then I should be able to kill this turn. Beautiful. Double tap. Nope. Nothing there doing either. Alright, show me an early shop. Super early shop, and I can even choose to go to another shop later. Unfortunately, that does mean I have to go to an elite, but 2 shops. I really can't afford to turn those down right now. I'm gonna take a hell of a lot of damage while I'm trying to set this up. That's what I'm talking about, right? Floor 1, you can afford to try and set this up. Past that floor? Ooh, we'll see, buddy. We'll see. $30 damage in this fight. Don't mind if I do. Got my money back at least. Peace Pipe would be ideal, but unfortunately can't afford it. So we'll go another card removal. Get one of those defends out of here. We don't really play them at all anyway. 100 to get jaxed? Nope. I can go to a late shop, and I've got more question marks if I go up here, and I've got to rest before the boss. I should probably do that. No, I don't want the cryptic writings, thank you. Purple Fire Spirits, though, that's really good. Get another defend out of my deck. Gonna rest before we go into this boss fight. This elite fight, rather. Yeah, this is really bad. Not really an incredible amount I can do here. Oh, boy. That's a resummon. We're just gonna die to this fight. This build needed to take off a lot faster. If I spend any of my time trying to kill these shield gremlins, I'm just never going to damage the gremlin leader in the backline enough to win. Like, ideally, I would have cards that can affect all of these at the same time, or I wouldn't have to invest 2 cards per sneaky gremlin attack, or rather sneaky gremlin kill. But because I have to do that, I would guarantee that I would take so long to kill those gremlins that they would just be resummoned and I would be taking damage in the meantime. These builds are super high risk, high reward, right? You do not have the space to really pick up value picks along the way or anything like that. Ugh, all of these are bad. Okay, I've heard that you can abandon before you pick that up and get a different choice. No, you can't. Well, all of them were pretty bad for this build, right? There's no rare card that's actually amazing in an infinite build. The closest is probably double tap, but even then, it's like, okay. And then the other one was get a relic, or change your relic for a different relic. And you've seen that, I mean, I guess I should have tried to change my relic for a different relic if I knew that I wasn't able to just refresh the choices there. But changing out the Burning Blood would guarantee that we die a lot sooner. Because we really just need to live long enough to try and set up this build. And taking time out of our life ain't really going to help us on that way. That's unfortunate. That was a card removal opportunity we just had to turn down. Okay. Drop kick dual wield, drop kick dual wield. If I say them enough, they'll just come to me, right? Drop kick. Well, it's worked so far. We have to upgrade the bash so that we have the vulnerability applied for a long period of time so that we can get the drop kicks consistent. Next hand has drop kick and the bash, thankfully. Beautiful. Can't afford card removal. Thought I could. 3 strikes in the back line is a kill. Unfortunately, getting the drop kick before the bash is just garbage. That's why we need no cards. Got both my defense in that hand. Pretty good. Take a regen potion. None of that, though. More question marks over this side. Can we stop getting the dropkick at the wrong time, please? Actually, like, really annoying. Okay. Well, the front line is dead next turn, and I wouldn't be able to really do that much about it this turn anyway, so boom. None of that, thank you. More card removal opportunities if you could, game. Both of these, card removal opportunities. Boom. Nope. Boom. Drop kick. Carnage. I'll upgrade that because it's going to be useful for a bit. I'm annoyed about it. Maybe it gets us through this fight. Dash, drop kick. Get that slime out of my deck. I'm gonna let you hit me here because then I can get a Carnage with 77 on the enemies. Pretty giant. Really would like to avoid being weakened if at all possible, so we'll split that enemy. Beautiful. Unfortunately, we just lost our Carnage, but we don't actually need 28 damage right now. Wee bit overkill. Unfortunately, we've seen this pattern before. We have a build that already has dropkick, but it doesn't. Offering and double tap are both pretty good. And I don't actually need to worry about only having 5 cards, especially with offering and double tap, because double tap will cast the dropkick twice. It actually refunds energy. And offering exhausts itself out of my deck. So both of them, played in the right situation, will be card neutral. And I don't need to have 5 or fewer because of the fact that we're not going for minimalist. We're going for 1 relic. I'm probably going to take offering here because it's going to make it much more likely that I have bash and dropkick at the right time. Can't take any of those. This is going to be shop, hop, shop. That's exactly what I wanted to draw because Ethereal... because Ethereal means that the Carnage would get out of our deck, and right now it's actually really good. Just in that situation especially. I don't want to take 18 damage here, so I'm going to drink to get the Carnage so I can kill. There's the Flash of Steel. Like, Dual Wield is what I need, but Flash of Steel's fine. The non-negotiable is I have to remove a card. Do I take Flash of Steel? Flash of Steel effectively has no impact because you just cast it or you duplicate it. Yeah, Flash of Steel. If there's a dual wield in this shop and I can't afford it, I'm going to be so mad. That was a card removal opportunity that I just missed out on. No dual wield here though, so I'm fine. Want to avoid elites. I'm going to be hugging the left here. Okay. That went reasonably well. That's drop kick. Thank you. And then triple strike the back line. Beautiful. Taking a wee bit of damage here as well, but overall looks pretty good. None of that. Let's upgrade the offering because that card draw is going to be super significant for us. I'm going to do the 3 draw, hoping for offering. I did get offering, thankfully. Carnage the backline. There goes Carnage, unfortunately. We did get to significantly lessen the incoming damage. So I can't even break through your shield unless I'm using my vulnerability. This is going to be a fight for a while, so... Start that regen potion. Okay, working through that plated armor quite quickly now. And you're dead. Hell yeah. Good energy potion, none of the rest of those though. No, I'm gonna have to rest. There's a couple of normal fights this floor that could still kind of knock us in our ass. 120 cards to add to your deck. You know what? This is a gamble, but I'm looking for dual wield here. Nope. See, dual wield, drop kick, either of those two would have been perfect. But we got neither of them. And I don't have the ability to just not... Can I? Hang on. Let's save and quit. Is that going to take me back to the start of this before I chose to... look at the library? Yeah, it does. Flash of Steel, Shuriken, Vajra, all of them incredible for this. Shuriken and Vajra, obviously not. It's a 1 relic run. But the Flash of Steel and the card removal especially would have been ridiculous for this. Shame to not have them. Yeah, we're probably dead here. Since this deck didn't have the ability to get thin enough to infinite... let's put this in our discard pile before we start drawing again. Yeah, since this deck didn't really get thin enough to infinite, it is going to be difficult to take on fights like this, he says, as he quite handily takes that fight on. Look, Carnage turned out to be a really good pickup. I'm not sure I manually would have made it. We transformed into it, but it's okay. Alright. Smith the Flash of Steel, because Roy's going to be playing that. Dual wield at the end of this fight. Here we go. Dual wield at the end of this Neko fight. I will also drink this potion here. I'll Carnage to put it in my discard pile before I draw, because I'll play Carnage if I get it again. Never mind, I wouldn't have been able to afford it. I gave myself artifacting so that the Snecko can't just entirely screw me over. Rough. The extreme rough thing about this is now it's pretty much impossible for us to kill this. We got artifacting against this enemy. How garbage is that? Like, I just need to bash at every available opportunity, otherwise I'm never going to be able to do anything to this enemy, which also means that I had to lose Carnage there. Alright. If either of these guys steals the... Ooh, you stole a strike from mid-deck. That's actually better for me. Thank you. But if either of them stole my dropkick or my bash, game over. And also game's like already like super over anyway. Yeah, there goes my dropkick. That's why I started working on these orbs. Now we can actually make the Bronze Automaton vulnerable, and we are definitely dead right now. Goodbye, world. Artifacting is a real rough thing to deal with this build. And obviously, you know, without getting a lot of card removal, it becomes harder. Okay. Remove a card from your deck, almost certainly. Yeah. Pretty lucky setup to only have 12 HP on the front liners. Because you can have more than that, and it becomes real frustrating to not be able to kill them in 2 strikes. Nope. Alright. Make sure that I only take 6 damage right now. Defend. Triple strike kills next turn, I believe. Yes, it does. Move, yes. Fuck! No! Can't afford the removal in this shop now. Just short. 4 short. Oh, man. That removal would have been super significant. I'm sad about it. Now, I get it. A lot of these cards that I'm turning down are fine. And they would form the fundamental of, like, a relatively good build. But it is also accurate to say that forming the fundamentals of a really good build, unless it becomes, like, super ridiculously good and, like, brokenly so, isn't going to be enough to get this achievement. Unfortunately, the enemy is literally just out of our kill range. So you get to steal our money and run away. Unless something quickly changes, this is looking a lot like it's a get to the boss and then just actually mulligan this one. Like, you've got to have at least one element of the infinite set up before the end of the first floor. Another... And I still haven't got enough because that guy ran away with my money. Like, I removed 2 cards from my deck, but... that's not enough. Yeah, alright. We can't actually get anything. We've got a lot of cards upgraded. That's pretty good. But we can't get anything to put us towards the infinite here, so I'm gonna abandon runs, start again. Just try and keep it as quick as I possibly can. I feel like if I try and make like a full run every single time I try and go for one relic and I just wait for the game to kill me, eventually that is going to get super boring because I'm going to have to do that run a million times. So I'm kind of trying to save both of us from that. There's no way to avoid all elites. We'll go for the gold here. There's a bunch of question marks I can go to early. I'm hoping any of those is a shop, but if not, there is a shop later on the path I'm currently going down. Beautiful. Nope, no relics for me, thank you. Yeah, this is the worst case situation. That is to have the slime in front have more than 12 HP, because then you can't, you know, just kill it. Nope, again. It'd also be really nice if I could pick up one relic in this run and it was the singing bowl, because then, number one, I'd have an excuse to sing, but number two, and the more important one, turning down these cards would be giving me a consistent benefit. This is a really early 5 slime fight. Usually you don't have this until the back half of this floor. So I'm pretty depressed to have it right now. Especially before I've picked up literally any cards. Okay. Dropkick. This elite's going to be really difficult. I'm going to drink both of my potions here because it's going to be real rough. And it's going to give me a relic that I'm going to have to somehow remember not to take. 3 strikes there actually protected me from 8 damage by killing an enemy, so it's better than defending. Okay. Alright, I'd targeted the correct sentry to kill second. Effectively, I was looking for which, when I would be able to commit the kill, which one would be attacking. And I thought it would be the middle one, and it was. Beautiful. 2 strikes is still a kill here, or a strike and a bash. Beautiful. Uh-huh. Good work, Ryan. Well, at the very least, this run is already garbage. So, it's not so bad that I screwed that up. I would just like to take a victory lap for a second here and mention that I went like 10 runs not picking up any relics. I'm amazed at myself. I tried to remind myself in that battle, hey, don't pick up this relic. And then I may have accidentally done it, sure. I got very close to not doing it at least. I'm learning. Now, just because I know the game, it's going to be cruel as hell and give me everything I want now. I mean, may as well just take back preparation at this point. Come on, game. Now just give me everything I want. There we go. 300 gold. Obviously, I wouldn't have wanted that, though. Unceasing top. You're giving me a lot of cool relics. I'll admit that. Come on. Get me to the boss so that I can restart with the Meow's bonus, please. At the very least, it looks like the run cooperated. It's not going to give me good things. So I'm not going to feel bad that I screwed this up. Because this was already a reset. Beautiful. Really doesn't matter what I do there, because as soon as I get into the boss room, it is Reset City. These Nia's bonuses need to... Number one, there needs to be more Nia's bonus. Number two, the fact that you need to get... Really? Ugh. Thanks, game. Thanks, game. Hey, at the very least in the early game, this is going to be good. I don't have the choice not to spin this wheel. Thankfully, if it gives you a... Really? Guess who's tilted? It me. All right. Maybe my immediate negative visceral reaction to this is wrong. Because I do have two ways to apply vulnerability in this deck. I've effectively just traded my defensive deck for a much more offensive deck in the early game. Interesting. Okay. Unfortunately, there's no way I can get Dead Branch with this. Because that would ruin the entire point of the one relic run. Okay. Sure. Still, like... Okay. I mean, I guess I keep both of those for a while, so sure. I'm trying to figure what... Like, it's obvious in a normal deck. I remove the strikes. I remove the defense. What do I remove from this one? Obviously, I keep the Thunderclap. Like, for quite a while, I'm going to keep the Flexes, so I should probably just get both of those upgraded. I'll use the Flex before I use Corruption here, because I actually do want to draw back into the Flex, if at all possible. Alright. Move a card for my deck, thank you. I think it's Pommel? No. Bash? Yeah, it's Bash. This can be a wee bit difficult to navigate. I'm not used to this being my starting deck. None of those. No dual wield, just not enough to remove a card from my deck, unfortunately. I'm going to hold on to this, because we do have the drop kick. Should have just played the drop kick there for some damage. Woo! Oh, that's some damage right there. Don't mind if I do. Deal it right back. Hell yeah, 36. Drop kick. Get myself a hell of a lot of damage. This is nice. I guess because I didn't have a defined archetype yet, picking up Pandora's box was just chill as hell. Alright, and finish him. Show me. I don't really deal self-damage with this. Oh, obviously, don't take a relic. Fine. We're going to try and run with this one. We still are going to need to go to a lot of shops. And as many events as we possibly can. I'm not so negative about it anymore. Alright, we'll defend ourselves that turn. Flame barrier is exactly what I was looking for. Thank you. None of that. Sure. At this point, it should be reckless charge. Strength regen, because we don't really play that many decks. Flex, corruption, shockwave. Now, flame barrier is perfect here because that's just lethal on one of them. Thank you for trying. Flex, flex, thunderclap, cleave. Holy hell! Do I take another drop kick? See, the thing is, taking another drop kick and removing a card are different. Okay, that seems trivial to say, but like, what if I never draw any of my vulnerability makers and I draw all of my drop kicks? Right, so take it to an extreme. What if I had a bunch of drop kicks and I had a bunch of vulnerability makers? It's important to do the removal first. Okay, so we'll be removing a cleave here. I'm going to upgrade the shockwave because some of the final things I'm going to remove are the corruptions and stuff. Because of turns like this is why that's going to be the final thing that I remove. Now it's literally remove every single thing. My next hand has Pole Strike. Really hoping to pick up my dropkick. There it is. Dual wield, the dropkick, flex, dropkick, dropkick, dropkick. Take the money. So this is the new event, Council of Ghosts. As you continue your ascent, thick black smoke begins to billow from out the ground around and the walls around you, coalescing in 3 masked forms. Then begin to speak. Another puppet of Niao, I think. Agreed! She always makes the funnest toys. You notice an oversized grin as the third addresses you. Ignore the others. Would you like a taste of our power? Obtain 5 apparition. You gain 1 intangible. It is exhaust ethereal. So the intangible is for that turn, you only take 1 damage to each attack against you. I can't take that because it will ruin my infinite. How disappointing, you will join us sooner or later. Ha ha ha. The shapes fade away, leaving only the unnerving laughter and ringing in your ears. It's unfortunate that I can't take that right now, but... Card removal. It's always card removal here. I think it's time to get a flex out of my deck. The next one's probably going to be a bit more costly. Alright. I'll leave the flame barrier in there for later. The corruption is burning itself out of my deck, and all of the skills are then being burned out of our deck as well. It is worth noting those. So it does become an infinite. I was thinking for a second there. No, I don't want to put 5 bites in this deck. I was thinking for a second there, what if I take the feed? Because I might get Donu in deck and explore. But that is too much to try for. Cool. I just had to make sure that I had more drop kicks in that deck. Drop kicks, and... Oh, my vulnerability had already worn off. Ba-ba-ba-da. There goes my perfect. Alright. We'll be fine in a second. Just gonna be a bit rocky to set up. Dual wield one of those drop kicks, and then dual wield burns itself out of my deck, and now it's just drop kicks ahoy!
Drop the kick.
Alright. Double tap is handy, but not right now. We've already got the way of making this work. Take no relic. Ah, there's Donu and Decker. If I can find a feed, I'll pick it up. But I couldn't have guaranteed that I was going to find a feed, that is. Alright. I'm pretty happy to do the shockwave there because it means they're all going to be vulnerable until, you know, the end of days. Now it's just drop kicks. The corruption actually is ridiculous with this. I can't believe that I didn't give it the time of day to think about it at the very start. Because it's insane here. It burns out everything that isn't the drop kick. I'd love to have 1 extra energy somehow, but... Okay, Sarah. Okay. We need to get that shockwave down. This is pretty much exactly what I was worrying about. Enemies putting stuff in my deck while I'm trying to do my setup, because it doesn't infinite from the first turn. Now it should probably be Pommel Strike. Because Pommel Strike doesn't burn itself out of my deck, right? Corruption burns itself out. Shockwave burns itself out. After Corruption, both the Flame Barrier, Flex, and Dual Wield burn themselves out. And I'm left with literally just drop kicks and a single copy of Thunderclap. If I don't play Flex here, I might draw another drop kick. Whereas if I do play the Flex, I might have drawn the Flex. I'm actually going to start a regen potion here. I think because of the giant amount of health on my enemy, I might actually be in this fight for a wee bit of while. No, wait, I should have known. I'm just going to start infiniting. You should be an infinite now, right? No, because there's a dual wield still in the deck. Oh, boy. Alright. Well, it's an infinite next turn. Dono and Decker are going to be really, really rough. Because I'm going to need to inflict vulnerability on them a bunch of times before it actually sticks. Beautiful. I know I was just offered a Thunderclap there. I can't slow down the generation of my win condition to try and get the other thing going on. Okay, and drop kick. That was wrong. That was wrong. Took a lot of damage for it as well. Now we're fine. Block potion's handy. Just gonna be resting in a lot of these camps as well. These are the opening hands I actually really want. Because my whole infinite is already set up. Because anything that isn't part of the infinite just burns as soon as I have corruption in my opening hands. Goodbye forever. Really glad to have two quite quick opportunities here to rest. Pretty perfect opening hand there for us. This fight could have been really dastardly. It looks like we're going to be fine. Yeah, we will. Still haven't seen a feed yet, though. I did see one at the end of the last floor, and I made note of it at the time, but I mentioned why I couldn't pick it up. I'm going to need to keep the weak potion to remove artifacting from one of Donu or Decker. Strength is probably not that important to me, actually. Take the money, not the relic. I'm not going to have enough money by this space to remove another card from my deck, so instead I'm going to go for another rest and 2 question mark opportunities, which maybe remove a card from your deck. Requires upgradable cards. I don't have any. Interesting. I've never seen it lock up like that. Beautiful, and we are set. So depending on the draw, we can have this already infinite from turn 1. It just has to have Corruption, Dropkick, Corruption, Dropkick, the Dual Wield, and Shockwave. That said, it's only capable of doing that when I can make the enemy vulnerable. That's really unfortunate. The Repulsor is going to put 2 days in my deck, which is actually going to make life really hard for us here. Never mind. Life suddenly just became a lot easier. Alright, let's see how this boss fight goes. Use a strength potion immediately. Opening hand is garbage. Off. The worst thing here is they do put days in your deck. I'm gonna just try and set my deck up for being better later. I have to Thunderclap if I want to start drop kicking, which means that I'm not using Corruption this turn. Beautiful. A lot of drop kicks in our deck now. Come on. Okay. Nope. I have to use Corruption sooner or later. If I don't use it now, I'm just fucked. This is the problem we were always going to run into, right? Okay, okay, okay. This is it. This is not a drill. I think... Yeah, we're done. Beautiful. Fuck you, Dono and Decker. Yep, I'm literally infiniting by the 1 card, though, right now. That's why it was important that I played Dual Wield a bunch of times rather than just the once, because I needed to be able to overdraw all of the other days that were going to be put in my deck. We did it. And it only took 22 minutes. Achievement unlocked. Who needs relics? Not me. Not me. 812, sure. Yeah, we'll have a couple perfects in there. We've got a Highlander. Don't know perfects, actually. Highlander, Pauper, combo. Light speed as well. Now I have literally 1 left. And it is feed. Play a feed to kill Donu. I'm super excited. For the moment, my name has been Rhapsody. The name of the game has been Slay the Spire. Hopefully you have been enjoying yourselves, and hopefully we'll see you next time.